I have. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. We are the Man United agenda. You love that, don't you? You love
I
that.
love it.
We are the Man United agenda. Crystal Palace 1, Manchester United 2. We have won a game. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yaba, how are you feeling? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm really good, man. Great for us to get a win today. It wasn't expected, especially after the misery of Monday, losing to Everton with 10 men. That was as low as you can go. And we've bounced back. One, that shows character. Two, it shows we're not mugs, no real mugs out here. We can perform when we want to, even with injuries. And some of our players that we would select are not being available. Some other guys stepped up as well. And so it's really great to see. First goals for Mount, first goals for Xerxes. And all the naysayers who were sort of on their case can hush it. Support your team, yeah, because you never know when you need these guys, and they stepped up today. So yeah, I'm feeling good. How's your weekend going up until now? Yeah,
It's been fine. It's been fine and dandy, and obviously, it's always the cherry on top when Manchester United can get the 3 points over the line. And to be fair to you, I think we all predicted a loss for or a draw. I did. You predicted the Manchester United win. I'm pretty sure you did. Yeah, I'm
I
pretty
said
sure you did.
3-2. Yeah, I got it wrong.
Yeah,
But
yeah. No, but you were the only one that went with a win. So obviously, you saw something in the midweek fatigue for Crystal Palace, and obviously coming to Selhurst Park. I know they had that record behind them. I think they've not lost. Is it? I think like 12 games at home. They've not lost. So a very tough place to go. But you were bang on the money. And even Stuart in the chat. Good afternoon, kind sir. How on earth did we win that after the first half? Palace jaded. Great result though, and it did feel like that. It did feel like it was a Palace side that were tired, but ultimately this is what we envisioned. We don't have European football, so these are the types of games we should be winning. Absolutely should be winning. But yeah, the starting lineup, it was a bit of a contrast in terms of no Dorgu, but I think Amarin come out with some comments saying that Dorgu's been struggling with. No, sorry, he said that every time Dorgu gets the ball, you can feel the anxiety around the team, which was quite bold. Yeah, so he come out. I don't know if you've heard that then. So he come out quite bold. He said that every time Dorgu gets the ball, you can feel the anxiety around the team. But when he plays for Denmark, he's a completely different player. So obviously Dorgu didn't start today. We started off with the back line was obviously Lamens and goal, Yoro, Delightful, and Shaw at the back. And then obviously left wing back was Delo. Ahmad was on the right wing back spot. And then we had the midfield of Bruno, Casemiro, and then Mason Mount, Mbumo, and Xerxes up front. Was you happy with that team when it first came up?
Look, we got a lot of selection, dilemmas coming up, especially in the wing back position. And I didn't know that quote. It's really good. What I'm saying is really good is that you have to be able to call people out. As a manager, you can as a manager, you come in, you say, do I want to upset people? Or am I thinking about my legacy, my job's on the line? I need to call people out. And sometimes you can do it in a way where it's not so direct, it's not so brutal, like a Brian Clough sort of style publicly. You can do it in a way which can get the best out of a player if you're going to do things public. And that, what he said there, a bit of anxiety, a bit of thing. But then he's not burying him because he's saying he can do it for Denmark. So he's basically saying, do what you do for Denmark, have that same confidence, play for Man United. It is a bit daunting. So I like that by the manager to be able to call it out, and obviously gives him a reason to play Dalot. Really interesting. I don't know if anyone watched this. Who's the Crystal Palace manager? What's his name?
Glasner.
Glasner. He was on Sky Sports yesterday. An absolutely outstanding interview, bro. I advise anyone to go and watch it. He talked in detail about his system. He's a Ralph Rangnick student. He's obviously come through the Red Bull systems and all that. I was amazed about in so much detail, fine margins he's talking about with his system, how it works out. And then one thing I will say is this: after all that, I looked back and I thought to myself, wow, this is finally what I wanted to hear. I just wish I had the intelligence and knowledge to actually explain it myself. You might start, everyone saying, oh, the formation of two midfield. As Glasner said, and he talks really well, he said clearly, even because we play the same systems, we might start looking like a 3-4-3 or whatever it is. But if you stop the game at any given point, you could be a 4-4-2, you could be a 4-3, 4-2-3-1. That's the same applies to Manchester United Football Club. So stop it, guys. We have to show a bit more intelligence as fans. All the data is there. It's like going to university. They give you all the information, all right? And all you have to do is study it, look at it, and relay it, be able to speak about it and relay it. And that's how you get a degree. If we want a degree in football, which we should have, we need to up our game, actually say all the information is there. We don't say, oh, the formation, we rigid not change it. When you in the game, it changes naturally if the players get on point. And I've watched the game. So when I was watching the game today, I realized at certain times we were four at the back. At certain times we were 4-4-2. There's different variations to it. So Glasner, thank you for giving me some incitement and inciting me, not excited, insight into how it goes with the football formations and everything. So big up, really great. And by the way, yes, Mr. B, I see you saying I was just super positive. No, I was right. I said Palace have a small squad. I said that's why we're going to win, because they're playing on Thursday. Even they tried to rotate, they lost. They lost it on Thursday because they thought, oh, we need to rest players. They've got such a small squad, and that's why they were fatigued, and that's why they couldn't handle it today. And we put them to the sword and got the 3 points. Sorry for going on, but I just about the fullbacks, the wing backs, or whoever are. I like the manager's confidence in calling people out in a way which can would not dig the play out too much. So Dorgu, he will get better. He's young. He can take it. What do you think about that? Those sort of quotes?
No, I don't mind it. Again, he could have left it with the first part of the quote and just called him out, but he added the Denmark piece, which I've been saying. I don't know if you remember me saying. I keep saying, oh, he does it for Denmark. He does it for Denmark. He does it for Denmark. And the players there. So obviously, Dalot had his chance to shine, and to be fair, Dalot weren't too bad today. I think the defense today weren't bad. You know, in terms of chance creation for Palace. There wasn't much going on. And let me just have a quick look at the chat. Colin goes, stop it, Yabba. You're saying we can but we don't because Amrin doesn't change it. Syria, soccer fan, I am impressed by your win. I thought and expected the team playing in Europe to win. Fair enough. But then obviously we're not in Europe, so it shows, you know, fatigue has a factor. Glasner's system completely different from Amrim's. But what I would like to say is let's put some praise on our manager. You know, Amrim has got it right today. You know, he's had to do it. Laughing you, some of us can't afford to go there, mate. Or like college, laugh out loud. We might be able to afford that. And one more from Vinny. First win at Crystal Palace since 2020. Do you know who scored the winning goal? I don't, Vinny. Was it Matic? It might be Matic. If I can remember, it might have been Matic, long distance screamer, potentially. Tell me if I'm wrong on that, Vinny. Tell me if I'm wrong on that. But yeah, back into the game. In terms of the first half, so we were drag in the first half, you know, but both teams were, you know, they weren't creating much chances. You know, defensively, we weren't too bad. For me, though, going forward, we were shocking. And to be honest, it was a common theme all game. Obviously, Crystal Palace had to open up a little bit so we could kind of play more direct football. But we couldn't string 3 passes together. So weirdly, today, my issue weren't the defense. It was the attack going forward. In terms of the attack, how are you feeling? Like, obviously, I don't want to just kind of think about today's game. Obviously, we've just played and we've just won. But have you got an issue with the attack? Is it a common theme now in terms of the cohesion?
No, it's not the attack. Everything's incorporated, isn't it? So when you say, the attack's not working, the attack has to be fed by the midfield and the defense. So everything has to click for it to become right. Because these players are so good, we don't realize it. I mean, I'm playing football today and I'm thinking, the difference between what I'm up against today to what They're so good. I don't know if you saw who's the ex-New Cisse when it played Sunday League the other day. He used to play for Newcastle and banged in a hat trick or scored like abundance of goals. It just shows you how good these players are. But they have to be fed and put in the right positions, and the system has to be created for them to get opportunities. Because as you saw with up against Gay or any of these guys, they're physically strong. You can't outrun them. You've got to be able to have a system that enables the strikers or the forwards to get chances and shots off. Even if
so you're misunderstanding me. So I'm not saying like when I say the attack, I don't mean the front three. I mean like going forward as the attack. So I get what you mean, the system, and it does come from the midfield, it comes from the wing backs. I just mean as a whole. So for example, we were trying to ping passes around, whether it be in the low, trying to link up with Bruno on the inside, or Ahmad trying to link up with Casemiro, which then would lead to Mount getting basically all of us as a cohesion. We just can't seem to keep the ball, and I think it's more of a characteristic and a profile issue in certain regards. But Pep has this massive saying which is like and Henry said it once on Monday Night Football many years ago, and it was like the system that Pep puts in place allows the back line and the midfield to get the ball forward, and then once it gets into the final third, it's down to the magicians on the pitch to create the magic. I think we struggle to get the ball forward from the back going forward, and I don't know if it's this anxiety thing which Amram's kind of touched on, but I just don't feel like our players are ballers compared to other teams. I don't know if you understand by that.
No, I understand what you're saying. Like I say, everything has to be incorporated for it to click, to come together. And because they're trying something new, it's really interesting because you touched on something really important there. The comment about Dorgu, about you got to have the confidence. I was saying this at half time to our players. Look, we need to make sacrifices. You don't walk away from the game after 45 minutes think, if only I'd made that run, or if only I'd tried to do something, you know? You have to have that confidence. And if Dorgu, who can, do all these wonderful things for Denmark and for Lecce last year, can't do it at Man United, it's not to say he's not a good player anymore. It just means it's a mentality thing. You need to be able to go out there and don't feel that like a daunting situation coming up against these guys in the Premiership and everything. You got to just go out there and express yourself and do something. And I just feel that everything comes through Bruno. And I think you just need to balance things more, where it's not just don't look to Bruno all the time. Try something different. This is why I like Ahmad, because he's got that thing. He will try a little something,
He's pissing me off, by the way. He's starting to piss me off again.
Start on him.
He's starting to piss me off again. He's starting to piss me off again.
Just explain, what is your issue with Ahmad right now?
He's not... This sounds really disrespectful, but I think his IQ on the pitch is really poor.
You're gonna have to. I know you're gonna be straining for some explaining on this one. Please, Rio, explain his IQ.
I just don't think he's not clever with the ball. He's not smart with the ball. He's not looking behind the shoulder to know where his next pass is going to be. Little things like that. When he goes into the midfield, when he goes centrally, he's horrible as a 10. He's horrible. And there was certain times today he went into the midfield, and he's not strong. So, and a lot of players, when they know they're not strong, they know how to win fouls. In certain situations, he does it in a way where he allows the opponent to nick the ball, and it's frustrating. And it's not just him; it's just you mentioned his name, and it kind of picked a nerve. So I feel like I'm always at him. But over the last couple of weeks, I've been quietly just coming to terms with him again. But no,
can I just back him up? Just for a little balance here. Yeah, I hear what you're saying and you want more, but he's an attacking player who's had to go back to a defensive position as in right wing back, and he's done it with grace. He's not complained. He's put his head down. And this is where you can destroy your confidence, because you're doing a job. You're doing two jobs. You're thinking, right, I'm an expressive player, and I'm supposed to be doing things going forward and showing my ability. But now I'm having to have a defensive mindset and do a job also in defensive situations, So that takes a lot, and that can destroy someone's game. That you could take the creativity out of him by doing that. So I think you have to give him a bit more credit for what he's had to take on board. He's got a heavy burden right now, playing the position that he used to. So suddenly, when you put him in the position, like with Xerxes coming on the other day, you expect him to do, not you, but we expect him to perform.
Yeah, but
when you haven't had that confidence and you haven't been playing there for a long time, You can't expect that.
Yeah, but I disagree. I'm sorry, I
Mm.
have to disagree because I keep making this mistake. I keep saying, oh, Ahmad young, he's young. I'm trying to think what you're thinking. He's not young anymore. You know, he's 23, 24. You know, that's not young anymore. And I feel like I was thinking about this, and I had a feeling you might kind of talk about, oh, he does this, he's taken a lot on, he's tries hard. He's essentially becoming a right wing back version of Fred. That's basically what he's becoming. In my
Wow.
opinion, that's how, you know.
Wow.
So we love a trier, Fred. We
Yeah.
loved how he could get around the pitch, but again, IQ on the field weren't amazing. Ahmad, he's fallen into that.
I'm still struggling to hear the IQ, where the IQ goes. Because for me, he's a very intelligent player. He's someone that when he gets the ball, because he gets a lot of space in the position he plays in, when he gets the ball, he uses the ball well. Turns out of trouble, pops it off again. Looks for little runs into the channel. You know, looks for 1-2s, that sort of thing. And when he's one-on-one with a player, which he does get into that situation a lot, they back off because they know he's a threat. So IQ-wise, I think he uses the ball really well. He pops it off. He doesn't lose it. How many times see him high up the pitch and does something stupid or decides to drive at someone when it's not the right time and we lose the ball? That's what I'm saying. So I think his IQ's based on what I said about his defensive mindset in these days. I think he's making the right decisions. Less high percentage stuff, so more high percentage stuff that's going to come off rather than, you know, just driving at someone just for the sake of it because he thinks he's a winger. I think that's very intelligent. But
we're going to agree to disagree. We're going to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
But what I'd like to talk about then is obviously someone that is young and he's not been getting, you know, he's been quite poor recently and he got hooked off early, which is Yoro. Yoro got hooked off quite early today. Gave away the penalty in the first half. I'm worried. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm worried. You know, De Ligt has been incredible for us this season. Luke Shaw for me. Take away Bruno's 2 assists that we'll obviously talk about because he's hit a landmark record today. Bruno. Take away those assists. Obviously, he got man of the match. I would give man of the match to Luke Shaw today. I thought he was incredible, and because these two are shining, Yoro is starting to look a little bit below par. Thoughts on Yoro? I know you like your defensive performances, so I want you to touch on that. Maybe
I'm not trying to act like I'm a guru or anything like that, but you know, we're all on here talking football and everything, and I've got a receipt, so I've said this recently as well. Yoro is a very talented young player. Okay, we know that, but playing in the Premier League, the basic fundamentals that you need to have is you need to be strong enough to win headers. The other day he got moved up the ball and fell on the floor trying to play a tackle, and then against Everton, you know that when they scored their goal, he's supposed to move from me. You know, stop. That is not even a question mark. He's going to ground and rolled it off and everything. Then I've seen him not clearing headers on the back post or not clearing headers in general, not coming through, bam, winning headers. These are standard things that you do foundation-wise as a centre-back in the Premier League. Until he gets that in his game, he's going to have to be benched because he's not performing. I know we all like him.
Benched. That's a bold one. So you've gone straight from benched. You want him?
No, because he has to learn to get to actually, whether you read the game properly. Chris Smalling, everyone said, oh, he's basic, whatever. He never lost a header. The reason why he was brought from that low division to Fulham is because boom, win his headers, time and time again. And this is Colossus. This is what defenders are supposed to do. Yoro's come from the French league. He's come over here. Yeah, he's a great ball player, but he's not winning everything like that. And he's getting it found out in those areas. The Southampton youth last years, or one of these guys gave him a lesson. You know, he tried to learn from that. Physically, he's getting lessons. He's getting a lesson every week. He's got to learn and get stronger and start dealing with things a lot better than that. Otherwise, he's going to get cast aside and someone else will come and take his place. You look at the guy Saliba, another French youngster's come in. They sent him on loan. They he wasn't quite ready, quite a bit immature. They sit until he's come and got him back, and now he's performing. You don't see it. He's got the Premiership style where he deals with his headers, deals with man and one-on-one situations. He doesn't get himself in trouble that way. And then he can show his quality, what he's got, like Yoro's got. But Yoro needs to get that first. That's my opinion.
It does stand by that
with the examples.
It does feel like he's on a scholarship, doesn't it? Like he's still kind of earning his stripes. So I get what you mean. It was I didn't. I think he might. I thought he might have been dropped today, but obviously he's gone with him. I think
Just
it will
talk me through
come.
the penalty, please, because I haven't seen the penalty in full. What happened there?
It was so he kind of Mateta's kind of gone into the box. Yaro's kind of lost him a little bit. It's not fully his fault in terms of how he lost Mateta, and he's right behind him and he's clipped him from behind. Like, so he wasn't even close to him. It was silly. Mateta would have been through on goal, kind of, but it was a silly. You couldn't argue it. It was a silly ball. Yeah. And as soon as obviously Yaro got off, it was a kind of a daunting image. The camera kind of showed him completely head lost. So it was one of them ones where he was playing poor as well. Forget about the penalty as well. He just had a poor performance, but is young enough to know that it will improve. And with centre backs, that kind of learning comes quite quickly over games, performances, learning from those mistakes. You know, I think there's a good player there, definitely. Philip in the chat. Pleased for Xerxes, great goal. First half was poor. Second half, the manager definitely said something at halftime after we pressed better, attacked better. Now learn from this and win well on Thursday versus West Ham. And so obviously, we've mentioned a few negatives, but we did score 2 goals in the game. And Xerxes kind of got his goal, his well-deserved goal, in my opinion, based off his second half performance. And it's interesting. Just have a shot at goal when there's bodies in the box. You know, don't try and finesse it, be cute with it. Just smash it and see what happens. And he did that. And you know what? What a great finish. But at the same time, I reckon if Dean Henderson gets a hand on it, he parries it into the crowd of people and we probably score a goal that way. Your thoughts on Xerxes? Obviously, 2 games now. He got a little bit of criticism against Everton. And obviously today he's looked sharper.
Look, Xerxes is a good link-up man. He does something really unique that very rare these days we see it happen. It's like Mark Hughes, play into his feet, he's set man up, just roll man. But it's like a bounce pass off him all the time. And then all we wanted to see from him is a bit more physicality. He's so big and strong. You expect so much more from him. If he used his body right, like he did with the goal, ran off the ball, was started offside, bended his run to get onside. Then he's got an awareness. He's in the box. He understands where the goal is. But he used his body really well. We'll let the ball bounce a couple of times so he can swivel and shot on target across the keeper. What a good goal that was. It will give him miles of confidence. That's exactly what he needed, you know. And then after the game, I'm talking about his general play in the second half was really good, as in link-up play. That's what he does really well. That's what it's written on the tin. But after the game, it's really interesting to see the interview with him and the goal Mount, the 2 goal scorers who haven't scored his first goals for the season for them. And Xerxes was asked some really good questions. And it's just, I always look for body language and how they sort of respond. And he's sort of being placid. He didn't want to show any emotion, but you can see he's quite happy. And he said the right things. And he still talked about the pressure playing for Man United and all that kind of thing. And you just want to see, I feel from the interview, and it was a relief to score today. He must feel that, thank God for that. But it's about kicking on now. Yes. And he's had a very, like we talked about -9, Rasmus, all the abuse he got. Xerxes being sort of kept away. He's a different, unique kind of player, unique kind of skill set. And it's about time now. That goal give him confidence. And with Xisco out, hopefully he'll get a run of games now where he can prove to everyone, all the naysayers, that he's got something about him. And if we play to his strengths, we can link up and do well. Don't expect goals every week, but expect more contribution with the way we know how he can play and what he can offer for the team. So I'm really pleased for him.
Yeah. And obviously you touched on it. Mason Mount as well. He gets a goal. Took it well. I don't want to touch too much onto it. It was just great technique. Obviously a bit smart play. 2 goals from set pieces. Set piece FC. We'll take it. We'll absolutely take it. We'll take it. But yeah, I think it's a common theme with Mason. I've always been shouting for Mason to start for us a lot more. I think you've been a Mason fan, aren't you? A Mason Mount fan? Or
he's a good footballer. I think what's really clear and evident to everyone is that wherever he goes, once he's fit, whether it's from the England manager when he was at Chelsea, playing him all the time, Derby with Lampard playing him all the time, and since he comes to Man United, even around Ten Hag, when he's fit, he plays, and this is because the attitude, the application he makes in the games. We might not look at him, he's silky skillful or whatever, but he's effective. He's a good pro. Yep. And he does things effectively. No frills, just effective skill and performance and great energy, which rubs off on teammates. So yeah, really pleased for him to score his first goal of the season, and what a good finish it was.
And then obviously Bruno getting the 2 assists. So what I'd like to say is it's a weird one. Bruno, he is a controversial figure. He absolutely is. Again today, I do think we definitely need to strengthen the midfield in terms of a ball player, someone that can dictate play. Definitely, that was the common theme today, and hopefully that kind of answers my kind of question where I say we struggle to string passes together. It's because the ball goes into midfield and then it doesn't come back off cleanly, or vice versa. But yeah, Bruno, he has now surpassed Paul Scholes in terms of assists in the Premier League. When you put that into context, that's incredible. It's incredible. I know people find him divisive. I love him. I think Bruno has been incredible for us. Doesn't matter what the situation is, he still gets the stats, he still gets the numbers, he's still been our captain, even though he throws a strap, blah 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 blah, but which annoys me at times, to be fair. But he's always fit, he's always available, and he's always there to put these situations like in front of us for us to be able to score these goals. Bruno Fernandes, quick one from you about Bruno.
A proper legend. And you just said everything about Bruno Fernandes. Never injured. Very rarely do you see him out of the game for a long time. Whatever he's doing, he's a proper pro. And his attitude is right too. But the most important thing about Bruno is he is a quality player. And we don't recognize it because we're not winning major trophies. But trust me, even like during the 80s when Brian Robson was playing, we didn't win the league. We only won a couple of FA Cups, 83, 85, during the 80s. But Brian Robson was Captain Marvel and kept performing and over that time. And the same applies to Bruno. Since he's been at the club, he's been our Captain Marvel and our leader on off the pitch, and he performs at a high quality level, which no one else has done consistently enough. So take a bow, Bruno Fernandes. You've surpassed our great Paul Scholes. Not saying you're a better player, but you are in that bubble as a world-class player for Man United Football Club. And that's why you've been there so long. And that's why we want you to continue to stay. Well, I do at least.
We love that. We love that. We absolutely love that. So midweek, I know, short turnaround, and I love the festive period. I love it. Games come thick and fast. West Ham currently 0-0 at half-time against Liverpool. It's frustrating. It's actually, I wanted to touch on this quickly. It's very frustrating. We win at Selhurst Park. We beat Liverpool at Anfield, which apparently everyone can do. So it kind of took a shine off that. But then we lost to Everton, and they got battered last night. Imagine we could have won. We should have won that game. We win today. We're 6th now currently. We would have been in a healthy position. But as you said at the beginning of the show, we need to kind of take this now and move on to Thursday and beat West Ham. I'm frustrated. I'm actually frustrated. I'm happy with the win, but I'm frustrated. I don't know how you're feeling going into the game.
Yeah, look, it's a crucial period, like you said there, Rio, going for the next few games. Really crucial for us. We're in a position here where if we kick on, we could be. Look at Sunderland. I think they're in 4th place or something. This league is the opportunity knocks. The opportunity is there. The door is ajar. Boot it down because we got an opportunity this year. Come on, if that's not enough incentive by getting the 3 points there and seeing the league table, say, actually, hold on a minute, we've got an opportunity here. Bust the door down. Let's bust up West Ham next game and do it, because West Ham have really started off poorly. They've got a new manager and everything else. And I just want to say, like, because of my age and everything else, growing up, Billy Bonds passed away today, I think it was. He's their leading appearance maker. What a great captain he was for West Ham over the years, and rest in peace for them. And good luck today against Liverpool. Come on, West Ham, put it on them, and then make yourself fatigued like Crystal Palace did, so we can play you on the during the week. Midweek games is coming thick and fast, so yeah, make sure you follow the Man United agenda, and we'll be touching on West Ham and that fixture coming up very soon.
Brilliant. Chat, if you've not done so already, if you haven't, I don't know why, smash the like. What are you doing? Come on, smash those likes. We'd absolutely love it. We appreciate it. It supports the channel, as always. Vinny, we deserve better. Stu, thank you as always. Others in the chat, thank you as always. We will be back tomorrow. We will have a Monday show, of course. Obviously, the next game is West Ham. Yara, any final words from you before we go? Obviously, early kickoff on the Sunday, which is very weird, but we've got 3 points, so we can relax. Arsenal, Chelsea, 1 versus 2. We will sit back, relax, and enjoy that. How are you feeling? Last words, kind sir.
I want to say credit to the fans, the travelling fans today, and we saw the players after the win stand there and applaud the fans, and that I love to see that. I love to see that. Show respect for we're a great football club. We've got a great channel here as well. Great guys in the chat. We love all you guys. We love our football club. Let's kick on now and do something special with the result we had today. We lost 1 in 6, which, considering since Amrin came, it's probably our best form we've been in. And things, even though we've got a few players out, we've got to just kick on now and just pray that we get through this period. And by the end of it, we can be looking in the top 4. It's quite possible. So come on, United. Let's kick on.
Love it. Love it, Yaba. Thank you as always. Manchester United, 3 points. Ruben Amorim, thank you. Thank you. We've been the Man United agenda. Crystal Palace 1. I'll say it one more time. Crystal Palace 1. Manchester United 2. Things you love to see. Take it easy, people.
Good night.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.